Daddy Ghost, a.k.a. the Bear Jew.
And this is your man, Dan, the Black Viking.
And we are
the Midnight Podcast.
Brought to you in part by New China. What's that phone number?
869-0888. Call them anytime.
I like the way that sounds.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Get some Chinese food on top of that.
Yeah.
Where do we deliver to from New China?
Midwest City, Dell City, Spencer, up to the edge of Oklahoma City, and to the edge of Choctaw. We go all over.
Oklahoma City's kind of like a stripper. You want to touch the stripper, but you don't want to go inside the stripper. You just want to stop with the touch.
Right at the edge.
You go inside, it becomes a waste of time.
Yeah, you know, it's good when they're on your lap over your pants, but once they get under the pants,
oh man,
you itching, you gotta buy some shampoo.
Something dirty that you can't wash off. Today is September 9th, 2012.
No, you're wrong.
Oh, it's September 10th.
We'll edit that out.
No, we won't. We'll just leave it. It's fine. It's fine.
September.
I'm allowed to be a dumbass at least once a show.
Yeah. Probably more than once.
We got a couple of things that we want
to
talk about tonight. One is the Gillette Predator Pose Challenge.
This is interesting. We get to act like football players
or aliens from another planet.
Yeah, you know, taking alien dookies.
But we're going to engage this challenge. We're going to take a couple of pictures of us doing the Predator pose. You'll be able to catch them on Tumblr. They'll pop up on Twitter. And you know what? You guys should strike the Predator pose because each one of these pictures that they get, they're going to donate a dollar to this charity.
What charity? It doesn't matter. Charity is the key word here.
I said that charity because it slipped my mind right before I said it. I call this guy, this next story that we're going to be talking about later, I call him a real life bone collector, but
promo, yeah.
He actually was collecting bodily organs.
Yeah. We'll go into that in a second.
Oh man,
it's an interesting story. We got 5-year-olds on stripper poles.
Not my kids. I already said that once. I know, but to me it sounds so bad.
I don't know how to feel. I mean, like, why? What human reason is there for you to have 5-year-olds on stripper poles?
What I want to know is how this catches on. How does one mother say to another mother, "Oh, by the way, I enrolled Stephanie in
pole dancing classes."
Yeah, I mean, she had to spit it out.
Yeah,
my daughter Stephanie is taking pole dancing classes.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Doesn't that sound so? It doesn't sound like anything good to me.
No, the only adjective for pole dancing is that sexy. It's not like when pole dancing comes to mind, they're like, oh, that takes a lot of strength, or she's got rippling muscles. She's sexy at dancing.
Right.
And when
there's no such thing as a sexy 5-year-old. All right. 2 tornadoes in NYC.
That's like unprecedented. Never happened before. I don't know if it's
has it never happened before.
I don't know. I mean, but
you know, in the movies they always get like tidal waves and
I know, right?
Day after tomorrow, it froze completely over.
In the movies, the only weather that happens to New York City is like destroying New York City.
They fucked up though. Nobody saw 2 tornadoes touching down in NYC. On a more sobering note, we are going to talk a little bit about September 11th. By the time this gets posted, we'll already be well into
September
that
11th.
day. And
you know what I heard? I heard that on the September 11th memorial that they built, they misspelled some guy's name, and they're offering him the choice of having it fixed or to like get $50,000 and just leave it the way it is.
Get it fixed,
or his family, because he died. Yeah,
I'm gonna say, man,
that's a tough choice, right?
Man, I could not live with myself taking $50,000 over fixing a dead loved one's name at a national memorial.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our first news story.
Okay, where we at?
Clay Matthews is one of the most feared pass rushers in the NFL, or so I read on the internet.
I was gonna say I did not know you were into football.
I don't keep up with. I don't have like a favorite team that I watch every week. If a game is good, I'll watch the game.
Yeah.
Until we start getting to playoff time, I don't pick a team until
yeah.
we get down.
Really?
Yeah.
I never pick a team during the Super Bowl. I find out whatever is the most rooted for a team, I go for the opposite, and I just have fun talking smack about stuff I don't know.
There you go.
It's delicious.
So Clay Matthews is doing this promotion with Gillette.
He's known for his predator pose.
The Predator pose. I mean, if you've ever seen the movies, you've seen them haul off and do the roar. They crouch down. They spread their fingers out. You know, they've got those mandibles on their face.
Yeah,
like, roar.
It's a pretty fearsome pose.
So Gillette is doing this thing for every Predator pose they get. They're going to give $1 toward the Boys and Girls Club of America.
That's the charity. That's the Boys and Girls Club.
There you go.
We didn't know
that's the one I didn't know earlier. The one that slipped my mind. So I just said charity.
The least important part of the story, the charity, right? Isn't that's the way it goes?
The most important part is that we're going to be taking
pictures
of ourselves doing the Predator pose.
Now, I'm looking at a couple of these pictures. This woman doing one here on the website.
Does she look pregnant to you?
She looks like I do when I get kicked in the nuts. Just mouth wide, eyes squint. There's a scream coming out of her.
I got to tell you, if I was walking down the street and I saw this pregnant lady doing this, I would know that somebody has fucked up and shit's about to get real.
Yeah. Now wait, okay, if you see a pregnant woman about to give birth, like in the movies, whoever is the star of the movie always gets involved in some way. Either she like grabs him and she like shoves his head into her puss and he's got to catch the baby, or he sees her and they just run up there. If I saw a pregnant woman, my first instinct isn't to run up and help her with the
What's your first instinct?
To look around and see if there's any, good Samaritans that can help this distressed woman.
I gotta say, being a father,
okay, yeah,
and seeing some lady go into labor, because, I've seen videos of women going into labor in like grocery stores and whatnot. They're always stunned. It's like they didn't know this was about to happen. They had no inkling beforehand. They're just in the aisle and they're like, "Oh my God, there's a baby coming out of me."
It's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm holding this lettuce and my puss hurts. Why does it hurt so bad?"
There's a baby coming out. But I'm pretty 50-50 whenever those situations come around. 50% of the time, I'll do like you do. Look around and see if there's anybody else who's going to be responsible today. The other 50% of the time, no thought process whatsoever. I'm just like, that woman's on fire. I should do something about that. We should get on that right now.
No, I mean, with most situations, like if I see someone on the side of the road digging around under their car, anything, always try to stop, help, or whatever, or look out the window and make the cell phone signal. Where you do like the cowabunga do to your ear. I'll do that. I've done that a number of times on deliveries or whatever. But I think it's just with pregnancy and, fights too, because you just watch a fight. There's a fight going down.
If I don't know the people that are fighting, fuck
you
those
just watch,
people. Let them go at it. You don't know who's been sleeping with who pulled a knife.
If
maybe somebody's been cheating at cards. They overthrew a table. There's like bottles of whiskey on the floor. Because you don't want to jump into a fight and then find out that you helped the jackass.
The guy who was alone and everyone else around was on the other guy's. Is that?
Now, if you see some dude like walking down the road and just like some dude tackles him out of nowhere, I'm more apt to help the dude that just gets tackled out of nowhere. But if I walk up on two dudes just like slugging it out, those guys are fine. They can
Just
do whatever they
let it go,
want.
right?
I'm not calling the cops. I'm not doing anything. Let those two guys work it out.
That's how we work things out.
Now then,
Okay.
let's say you're fighting somebody,
Mhm.
and I drive by. I'm not even gonna bother to put the car in park. I'm just gonna dive out the door and just like start whooping people's ass.
That warms my heart.
You don't have a heart. Shut the fuck up. Next story, bone collector, which I didn't properly label him because he's not just collecting bones. He's collecting organs and whatnot. What's this guy's name? Dr.
That's
Michael
kind
Berger.
of I don't know. If I was a writer and this guy has been, all the evidence points to guilty, I would write ex-doctor. That makes you an ex-doctor. If you like steal organs.
No, because even if you get your medical license pulled, you're still a doctor. You've
get
earned
the
your
doctorate
doctorate.
from the
But you're
got my
not
doctorate.
practicing. Doctorate in what?
pussy hound.
Pussy hound?
Oh yeah. Like I can teach a few things.
Can you?
Take two fingers and walk along the. Never mind. Let's go
All
back
right.
to the new story.
So this doctor starts hoarding body parts. Why? Why does he do this?
I don't know. I'm too lazy to have read the story, just the headline. But I think it's because they taste good.
You think he was eating them?
What does it say? It says he was keeping them.
They were crudely preserved, is what the
yes.
one news article said.
Inside
Brains,
a furniture
hearts,
box.
lungs, other organs,
Oh,
specimens.
he kept them inside of a storage unit that he didn't pay the rent on, which is ridiculous. Like, if I was keeping body parts, meth, anything inside of a storage unit, that'd be bill number one on the list.
Right, if you're keeping something illegal,
You kind of prioritize that
If
over
you have-
the cell phone.
if you have a half dozen
Body
illegals.
parts, sweatshop in your basement.
you should pay that bill because you don't want anybody coming around.
But yeah, so they auctioned off his storage unit. What's it? What is the name of that show?
Storage Wars.
Storage Wars.
Oh
style.
my god. Storage Wars is the new Beanie Babies. Everybody's collecting these storages.
I've had people, friends of mine, like, get the newspaper specifically to see where they're auctioning off different storage units and invite me to go like that's some sort of outing.
I'm actually surprised that people keep things of value in those storage units.
Yeah.
I have never seen one that was full of like valuable stuff. Maybe like a washer and dryer, but not like.
But yeah, like a piano or something like that.
Yeah.
Just big stuff that it's hard to
You don't
move.
have any place to put it. If I had like $500,000 worth of gold coins, the last place I'd be like is
in the store.
I'm gonna stick that in my storage unit, and then die in a car accident. Nobody knows it's there, and they fucking auction it off for like $250.
Mhm. Whoever gets it gets that $5,000 or whatever. That's. I personally, if I can't carry it with me, I obviously don't need it.
I'm the same way.
If it's not important enough for me to upgrade the U-Haul from the little truck to the big truck, then it's not important. I'm not gonna put it in the storage.
I like to go through my stuff randomly and just like start throwing shit away because it seems like I'm always collecting stuff, not meaning to.
Yeah.
I just don't have time. I got to get up and go to work,
Mhm.
work 12 hours, come home. What do you want to do? You want to go through all the junk that's sitting on the desk? That's your desk becomes a collect all.
Yeah.
You pull shit out of your pockets and whatnot.
Yeah, just toss it. Yeah.
And then just
yeah.
randomly, like I'll be like, all right, this needs to go, this needs to go, and just it doesn't happen as often as it needs to. Because that shit stacks up like nobody's
I
business.
really wish I could be more organized. Like,
I do too.
Cause my stuff will pile up, but it'll just pile up, and then my wife will come and be like, "This is disgusting,"
Oh,
and clean it
no.
up. And I'm like, "No, I left my winning lottery ticket in there. My cell phone was in there. Hey, I stole my nuts out your purse and put them on the desk. You threw them away."
They were so small that she didn't notice. long story short, people,
I
if you're
sad
gonna
life.
collect organs from dead people, brains, hearts, lungs, any specimens,
I don't.
you should pay
What?
your storage bill.
Why?
That's
Why?
the long and
What-
short of that story.
Okay. Say it's guaranteed. This is you are doing this. What reason what would be your reason to do this? Now it's not a choice. This you just been caught, and there's like, okay, why did you do this? Go.
I'm doing cancer research off the books.
That's why you would steal. That's actually a good reason to steal organs. Is that your real?
That's
reason?
that's not the real reason.
What's your real reason for stealing people's organs and putting them into your storage unit?
I had to decorate the studio.
It's got to be something sexual, though, right?
Really?
Isn't that
Really?
where all bad things go?
I don't think
Your
so.
penis? Everything bad goes to your penis.
Everything bad goes to the penis.
I guess. I mean, why? That's why, you choke yourself and whack it and die, you steal people's organs and
David
you're a medical.
Carradine style.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's got to be something. Because men, at least for a man, if a woman was doing this, I'd be like, okay, she's the Incredible Hulk because she's trying to figure out how to reverse the virus. But a man, 100%, he just like lungs on his nuts.
Now maybe if he had like if they went to his house and they found like more boxes of stuff.
Mhm.
But something tells me like this dude's just like missing a screw, and that's why he's collecting this stuff. If he had it in his house,
Mhm.
I would be more apt to believe that he's like, brains, and not in a zombie way.
Okay,
You know what I
I
mean?
see what you're saying.
But he just hadn't.
He just didn't think it through. Whatever his reason was,
I mean-
non-sexual, non-freaky. it
I
was
mean,
just
if he
like,
was getting his jollies off of these crudely preserved organs,
he wouldn't do it.
he
in
would
the storage
he would
unit.
keep them around, and
I see what you're saying.
and even if he was going to the storage unit to see his crudely
Mhm.
preserved organs, you would think that he would at least pay the bill while he was there at the storage unit. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay, moving on to what.
That lady scares me.
Oh, we got to put links up to everything we're looking at for the people.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
What?
What do we got next?
Kids pole dancing classes. Now there's a video here.
I-
Doesn't look like a kid. If it
I
was a
hope to
kid-
God it's not a kid because I have a feeling like the cops are gonna kick open the door.
if we play the video.
Go ahead, play the video. I
Okay,
wanna-
let's see who this is.
With its newest class, pole dancing for kids.
The instructor says there's nothing wrong with kids taking her class.
Bullshit.
It's pure fitness and strength and fun. I mean, kids love climbing trees, they'll climb anything.
Little Spinner's class has 4 students signed up so far. Their parents already take the
4?
adult class. She insists there's nothing sexual about the class. Saying
Look
children
at that.
pole dance get excellent
You see that
cardiovascular
ridiculous-
and upper body workouts. Surprisingly enough, kids pole dancing is not new. Children's 97 actually competed in a national pole dancing championship in Russia last week.
That's in Russia.
Yeah, Russia's fucked up. Give me.
They send their hot chicks over here to get with rich dudes.
Rich guys,
Yeah.
they have an excess of sexualness in Russia that they just have to export it.
And what's this lady's name? Okay, first, the lady, the lady who is holding the classes. Okay, the dance class for children is called Little Spinners. All right. The name of the dance studio is Twisted Grip.
Twisted, that's right.
Little
That's it.
Spinners.
That's
It's all about
it's all about exercise, not sex.
now. To me, all right, and I'm old enough. I've been to a couple of strip clubs before,
Really?
and I can honestly say, strip clubs do not do it for me. But I've been with friends.
Mhm.
I've gone. It's not. Honestly, why would I want to go to a strip club and pay some chick $20 to grind on me?
Yeah. No, it's not.
And then be
good.
gone as soon as the song is done.
I mean, it's like, I understand the strip club. Right? If I wanted to hang out with my boys and just have like a boys' night where picking up chicks was not going to be the focus, I think the strip club would be the place to go, because you sit, the girls are, it's like having like the little balls that you roll around in your hand to just stress balls, okay? It's like you go to the strip club, you're sitting and talking. If a girl sits on your lap for a little bit, it's just like a little extra thing, you know? It just takes your mind off of your troubles.
It just doesn't do it for me. I'd rather just go sit at the bar.
Strip clubs, stripping, pole dancing is in its nature like a sexual thing.
All right, back to my. All right, yeah, that's back to my original thought. All right, I've seen strippers dance on the pole, grind on it, grind their asses on it, boobies, you know, grip it with their legs, slide all the way down.
Yeah.
Is the pole not? The pole itself, does it not represent the penis?
Yeah.
She's like grinding on it, gyrating on it.
It's like showing how good she can.
How can you have a strip class for 5-year-olds where they're grinding on the pole, building their upper body strength, sliding down the pole, and it not be sexual? There is nothing you can tell me.
Here's the proof. You are one of the 4 people who signed your kids up for this class. If they go to school and start doing stripper pole on the fucking monkey bars, and then like a bunch of kids just gather around and watch them, how you feel about that? That's ridiculous, right?
I gotta tell you this. If you had a daughter and you signed her up for little spinners and she's dancing on the pole and whatnot, number one, our kids automatically cannot be friends anymore. I do not want your kid teaching my kid. Number two, me and you can't be friends anymore.
You want to know why? It's
because you signed your daughter up for a strip pole class. What do you call it? A pole dancing class. You did that for your daughter. What are you going to do with my daughter? Not you, but I mean...
If I sign my kids up for stripping classes, it's because I want my kids to be sexy for me, and I'm a disgusting fuck.
That's
that simple.
That's all. That's the only way I can see this situation. That's it. That's the only way I can.
This is a disturbing type of story, right?
It is disturbing. What else we got tonight?
Next is 2 tornadoes hit New York City. 2 tornadoes hit the city, a beachfront neighborhood. Power lines were down and other damage.
Where is this taking place at? It's on Breezy Point section of Rockaway Peninsula in Queens.
Saturday.
I guess there's 2 tornadoes in Queens. They're climbing in your windows, snatching your people up.
My thing is, I am disappointed because, like, after 9/11 and after like Katrina and all that, I just expect that every severe weather fucks some shit up, will just destroy wherever it goes, you know.
You know that was airplanes, not tornadoes
I'm
on
just
9/11.
but all we hear is like bad news. I mean, and I don't know, like tornadoes, 2 of them, and they knocked down some power
They were like
lines.
10 minutes apart. I am glad that nobody got hurt.
I'm not.
But
I want mass destruction and death. And 5-year-old strippers.
it's not even worth reporting since nobody got hurt. If you bet me $100 that there would be tornadoes in New York City, I would have lost that bet because I would have been like, no.
There's no way, right?
No.
Like, oh, I didn't know there was in New York and Oklahoma.
Why not? There's a Miami.
That's what I was going to say. There's a couple places in Oklahoma that's named after other places. But it's 2 tornadoes knocked down some power lines. We had like some power lines get knocked down the other day, and it was just like
Just windy.
yeah, it was a windy like 5-minute storm. And our weather has been crazy, right?
It has.
Is it?
One day it's like 108, the next day it's like 73.
Yeah, right. And then the other day it was a rain. It was like a thunderstorm, but it only lasted like 1 hour, and then it just got super hot and humid. Like, is it global warming? Is it just the changing of the seasons?
You know what I've noticed? We have not had very many storms during the day this year at all. All of our storms take place at night.
At night. Mm-hmm.
And then by the time the sun comes up, then they're done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I remember growing up, I mean, it'd be dark as fuck outside.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not from here.
You're
I
not
don't know.
from here, so you don't know. Well, yeah, we used to get dark
Mhm.
clouds. I mean, it would just black out
black
the
up
sky.
the sky. I don't know. I mean,
Weird weather.
is it global warming making tornadoes in New York City? I am sure global warming is real, but to how bad the problem is, or even if it is like a real problem, I'm not totally convinced. I mean, I know the ice caps are melting and stuff like that.
But you listen to NPR and you're the smartest man alive
That's true.
since Michael Clark Duncan died.
Yes, he was the great voice of Roger Rabbit.
I'm not entirely sure that's true. Okay, we're officially into September 11th.
Moment of silence. Woo! That was perfect. We have never did a more perfect take. That was perfect silence.
That's
right
the
there.
best that we've ever done.
I think we just make a silent podcast because we're pretty good at that.
Pootie Tang done did it again. I love this song.
Tippy tie times.
Where
No.
were you? Where were you that morning? Because I remember, I grew up listening. Like my grandparents are like, I know
Mhm,
exactly
mhm.
where I was whenever Kennedy got shot. Know exactly
Yeah.
what I was doing whenever such and such happened. What were you doing the morning of September 11th?
I was in school in a math class with a fat, ugly math teacher in Georgia. I don't remember what grade though.
What town were you in Georgia?
I lived in Augusta, Georgia. In school, in math class with a fat, ugly math teacher. She had a lot of moles. I noticed that old black women get more moles than old white women. At least on their face. When I see face moles, like just look like black space, on your face, black women. And black guys too. Morgan Freeman.
The
What
first movie I remember seeing Morgan Freeman in, we're so far off fucking subject. The first movie I remember seeing Morgan Freeman in where he really stood out to me was Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. And I thought it was part of his makeup that he had those moles.
Little moles.
Because
Right?
they look so much more pronounced in that movie than any other movie that I've seen him in since.
Back to
Okay, September 11th.
Yes.
You were in math class.
I was in
Ugly
math
teacher.
class. Ugly teacher. We were watching it on TV. The first news we got was a plane hit the Pentagon, and then they switched over real quick to the towers, and we saw the second plane go into them and everything like that. And it was rough. I had a sense or a feeling that this was really bad. I understood death and everything like that.
That was 11 years ago. How old are you now?
I don't know. I'm 26.
26. So you had to be 15.
I was 15. What,
So you were like ninth
ninth grade. My grandfather worked in the Pentagon, but he worked in like an outlying building, and we knew pretty soon that he was okay. Yeah, I mean, you never think that you would understand how the old timers, talk about Kennedy getting shot,
Right.
And I didn't know Kennedy personally. He was a friend of a friend, but his death affected everybody, the whole country.
Right.
And this, this was kind of the same. Just you felt so many people die. Even just through the TV.
Not to take it lightly, but you felt that disturbance in the force. I mean, it was like,
you could. It was palpable of every single person. You knew. You just know. Thousands of people died, or however many people. I don't know.
I was starting a new job that morning, putting in sprinkler systems.
Really?
My first day on the job.
That sucks.
Yeah. My wife woke me up that morning.
Mm-hmm.
She said, a plane just hit one of the Twin Towers. And I was like, I was all groggy.
Yeah.
My first thought was like, I don't fucking care. And I was like, what? And she was like, somebody has flown a plane into one of the Twin Towers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking like maybe like crop duster or something, a small plane. And so I slowly got up and started getting dressed and went out. And then like as we were watching the news, they're watching the first tower. And then the second plane, while they're watching
Live
it,
TV.
flew into the second tower, and then they start talking about the Pentagon, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What are we doing? What are we doing? And then, like, my boss showed up, like, an hour and a half late, and I didn't even know he was going to come. I hadn't even called him. I was just glued to the TV. And we had gone out that day, and we stopped to get gas, and all the gas stations were flooded with cars. They were worried about getting their gasoline. And, like, we just kept the radio on all day, and instead of music, they just played updates.
Mm-hmm.
President Bush has been moved to such and such place, and we're moving so-and-so here. And, I mean, chaotic day. And not only that, but it was chaotic the rest of the week, because after something that big happens, everybody had to stop what they were doing, take a step back, and look.
Yeah.
And then go, well, how is this going to affect us down the road? And, like, I remember in such a bullshit move, the government said, here's a list of music that, we don't want radio stations playing right now. And,
really?
like, they edited, I remember, like, that song, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, had just come out. They had to edit that song and re-record it and re-record the video so that it said, let the bodies in the room, because let the bodies hit the floor
would remind people of
that people had died.
Wow,
yeah.
I did not know that.
Our government did that.
Censoring
because it's
media
best for the public.
to calm everybody down. Wow, that's
crazy.
That's
isn't it?
Yeah, that's a spin. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's some Illuminati shit right there.
I know.
Oh wow!
But that's how I spent my first day on that job, was just listening to the radio.
Work? What work was you?
We were trenching in-ground sprinkler systems. There's this big, nice mansion. This big, I don't want to say it was a mansion, not like that, but I mean, it was a big, nice house, a couple of $100,000 house. And just in there with a ditch witch, putting lines into the ground with this little radio just cranked all the way up, and all we got were updates all day, just listening to what was going on.
That's crazy. And the guy was just like,
and then like on top of that,
y'all working too slow. Get that sprinkler in there.
Well, it was just like me and the boss, and he was like that. You're going too slow. Well, we just my whole world has been destroyed.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. Crazy time.
Were you eager to, like, I don't want to say eager, but like, what do you call it? Was it war monitoring? It wasn't. I mean, we got attacked by terrorists and stuff like that.
I was eager to enlist. I was ready to go.
Were you really?
Ready to go. And I'll tell you this in all honesty. It's an absolutely true story. I only had the one son then. I had gone to the recruiting office, and had started my paperwork. I was going to enlist, and I knew some guys, and I would have been stuck with their group, their regiment.
Yeah.
And I got a call from a friend of mine
Mm-hmm.
who was a minister. He said, I don't know what you're planning on doing. And I hadn't told anybody that we were doing this. He said, I heard God speak to me today, and he told me that whatever you're doing, and he didn't tell me what you're doing, so I have no idea what you're planning on doing.
Mm-hmm.
He said, whatever you're doing, don't do it, because you'll leave and you won't ever come back.
Oh, wow.
And it scared me so bad.
Yeah.
I told the recruiter, and he was like, are you being serious? And I was like, yeah. And I said, it
Wow.
was right. That was so much like on the money for what I was doing.
That's scary. That's
So I didn't
some
enlist.
Illuminati shit too. No.
There you go.
Wow. So a minister called you and was
Yeah.
like, you know, ministers do that. Like, I don't know how often it goes on in all churches, but the churches I've been to, the pastors or whatever, they'll say in a heartbeat, I don't know what's going on, but God told me to tell you whatever.
Right.
My mom always listens to them, so I mean,
I don't. I'm always skeptical.
really?
Always.
I go to. Your
That's one of
words
the few times
affected, yeah.
I wasn't skeptical at all. I knew what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
He just called me up out of the blue. He's like, God spoke to me. I don't know what you're doing. He was like, you don't need to tell me what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but God told me, if you go, if you keep doing whatever you're doing, you're going to go and you'll never come back home.
Wow.
And I was on the ball, ready.
Mm-hmm.
I was with it, ready to go.
That's crazy. It'd be funny if he was just like he was calling his like son or daughter because she would snuck out that night, and it's just like, Mary, just come home afterwards, but you hung up too fast. Put down the pen. No. I read a book by Stephen King. It's about the Kennedy assassination.
Mm-hmm.
His new book, and the main character goes back in time to stop it. When he does, it changes the future and everything like that, but it turns out horribly. Do you think if we were able to stop it, things would be better or worse? Whenever the FBI knew about the plan, every single detail, and didn't act on it, and was like, I'm from the future, you guys fucked the fuck up. Alright, so get your shit together and stop this, because this is real. And then when they stopped it or whatever, without the war in Iraq, costing however many billions or trillions, do you think our economy would have tanked as much as it has?
I think so. I don't think the war is to blame on the economy. I don't think Bush is to blame on the economy.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I don't blame Obama for as bad as our economy is. I don't think Obama has helped it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's definitely made things worse. But there's so much stuff. I mean, our banks were lending out money that they were just
Gambling on
there's
the
so much stuff
market,
that was
so there
going
a lot
on.
of stuff.
And I mean, the average American household has so many thousands of dollars worth of debt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're all to blame for
Yeah,
the way the
that's
economy is.
That's true.
You know, anytime you see one of those time travel things where they've gone back and they've changed something, and everything is always fucked in the future.
Yeah, it's like a war. It's like a wasteland all of a sudden. Like this one little thing. The future
It's like,
come back
oh
and
no,
it's like-
I bought Skittles instead of
Yeah.
a Snickers today, and
And then the nuclear bombs hit us because of it, and there's toxic wasteland.
how come
Mothers
they
and-
never go back and change something in the past, and they come back and they're like, everything is perfect,
Yeah.
the economy is strong.
You know what? Because in real life, someone went back in the past, and now we have 5-year-old strippers.
There you go.
That's it.
And that's it.
See, midnight. If you sit up and stay up late at midnight and just talk, you come out with the truth. Now we know time travel's real. The
'Cause-
Illuminati is real. All pastors have a direct link with God. The predator pose is cool from the front, but from the back, you look like you're taking a massive shit. Hey, I mean, hey, you gotta listen to us.
Like you got mud butt and you're stopped at an on
Yeah.
cue. And you just didn't make it, so you had to stop and you're like,
oh, God's coming out. Oh, God. You just.
Is that really the time you want to call out to God when you're taking a poop? I gotta take a dookie. Oh God! And he's like, "What's up?" And you're like, "Oh no, not me! Go! No,
That's the worst.
my Lord, please!
I think
I'm pooping right now."
Even if God was trying to talk to me when I was taking a dump, I would be like, hold on, dog. You just gotta hold on.
Please, just wait. I've got too much
Yes.
concentration in this thing.
It's the worst. I hate it when people try to talk to me. My wife will try to talk to me when I'm on the toilet, and I'll just like grunt harder and make her leave me alone. Just, "Ah!" And I'll say what and like all the what?
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
I don't know. Does it take you a long time to take a dump?
Depends. Sometimes I gotta get in there and get it done.
Mm-hmm.
If I've got time, I'll sit in there.
Use the time.
Yeah. Just make sure everything's out.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly.
You don't want to carry around no shit you don't have to. I hate taking a poop so bad.
It's uncomfortable, right?
I like to poop and then get directly in the shower.
Yeah.
We just know everything's
Yeah.
clean. I don't have to walk around all day wondering about it. If I get in a car accident on the way to work and they stick me on the ambulance, they're not going to have to like cut off my jeans and be like, "Oh, this dude
Yeah.
didn't wipe well enough today."
I'm not gonna lie to you. I get the brown streaks, but I wipe and wipe and wipe. I'll take a shower right afterwards, but I just got leaky butthole.
Are you being serious?
I'm being serious.
We're going to
right
have
now.
to edit. Oh, my God.
I'm being serious. No, I mean I'm not embarrassed. I mean it's a fact of life. I think most men get brown streaks in their underwears.
Not me. Not me, dog.
No,
I take a
never.
poop and I hop directly in the shower.
I take a shower
My
after I
ass
take
is
a dump.
sparkling clean.
It's clean, but like I start sweating or something like that.
Now I do sweat. All right.
Mhm.
I got some butt sweat going on. All right. But that's not a streak.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying streak, but like I get dirty draws, you know. It's
Throw
like
away
the
dirty.
sweat will go down through the crack and take a little brown tinge, and I have brown tinge on my underwears.
I would start buying black underwear. If that was a consistent problem, I'd get some darker draws. All right.
All right,
On to tonight's big question. We haven't even tackled
we
it.
haven't even talked about it. We've been talking for almost an hour.
How do you know whenever you found the one? Now, I was going to have a real life love guru on the show.
I was really looking forward to it.
I was looking forward to it. I was excited to have our first guest. I was like, this is working out great.
You know what? She just wasn't the one.
She flaked. I see what you did there.
God damn it! I'm a
Oh.
genius. No.
She took the wrong pill.
Yeah.
Now, what was interesting about this lady is that she's
She have a
written
website
stuff.
or something?
She does have a website. I don't want to say her name because I don't want to put her on blast.
No, she'll be on next time. She'll
I don't
give
wanna
us,
say her
like-
name.
Let's type it in.
What her
I forgot
name was.
that was a movie, The Love Guru.
That's pretty funny.
Was it? The
Not
only
hilarious.
joke I remember from that movie was he was like, Mariska Hargitay. That was it. They had Law and Order woman on there, and he said the same thing twice. Jokes, comedy gold.
This chick is actually pretty cute.
Is she? I like this love guru. The Indian with the freaking blunt in his mouth love guru.
Now, isn't she pretty hot?
She's okay looking, yeah. She's got that strong jaw like the girl from House.
Hi, I'm the Love Guru Blair, and I wanted to welcome you to my site. I can help you whether you're looking for your husband or looking for your wife, or if you want a better relationship with your one. The way
Now,
I want to talk to her like twice as much now.
now, she says that, but she's going through a divorce right now.
Well,
Which I didn't read up on until after
After.
I had like contacted her. I was like, "Hey, we'd like to have you on the show." And then like all of a sudden I start reading, and she's like, "I'm going through this divorce," and she's very public about it. She didn't hide it at all. Which, if I was a love guru and I was going through a divorce, that shit would be
I know,
hidden
that's
in
kinda-
the deepest, darkest depths.
I thought love gurus were like always single. I
You
mean,
would think.
at least just
That
to
way you
avoid
can't-
the fact that I might go through a divorce.
There you go.
that I help is that I teach you an easier, more natural flowing way to attract love. And it's a way that spirit or the universe or your higher self, however you want to call it, guided me on this path. And it's what I call the spiritual way to attract and be in relationship with the one. See, in our
I like
society,
the way she's like recording in her backyard. I'm pretty sure that's just the woods behind her house. And her soon-to-be ex-husband is behind the camera right now. It's like, I fucking hate you, bitch. Hurry up.
most people are taught that if we want something, we have to work hard to get it. We need to put in a lot of effort. We have to do things that maybe we don't like doing. So say, for example, if you're single,
Anal.
maybe you're looking online for dates.
She was gonna say
or
sex.
If you you might be
She
going out to
said
singles
sex.
events and hating it, or going on these blind dates that you don't want to go to. You're kind of like forcing
See,
yourself
I
to do things. Or if you're having a relationship with someone who you think is the one, or
All right, that's enough.
Yes.
I mean,
Everything that comes out of a woman's mouth is bullshit.
that's a lie.
No. It's not worth the time it takes to listen.
Okay, number one, she's talking about finding the one, and I think I see the one as being different than what other people think.
What do you mean?
Because, all right, they say like there's one that just that one person that you're supposed to meet and you're supposed to connect with. There's the one.
Yeah.
Hello? Doing a show.
Put her on speaker. She's on the show.
She didn't even say bye. Now she's ready to go home.
Okay.
All right, what was I saying?
Nothing
People
important.
seem to think that there's like this magic one that
Yeah,
you're
you
supposed
had a
to find.
different definition.
I believe that there is like an optimal person that you can find.
Okay, there's someone who causes you the least amount of discomfort to be with.
There you go.
I get that. See,
But I also
I don't
believe,
know.
on the flip side, I believe that you can meet the one, marry the one, and still fuck it up.
Fuck it up.
And then I
Yes.
also believe that you can marry
The wrong one.
the number 5,
Yeah.
like the 5th best that you could have done in your
Mhm.
life, and you can still make it work, and you can still have a happy relationship.
Romantic concept of the one is this person that you click on everything, every single thing you get along.
The stars have aligned. Like I said, people have this idea that the one, you guys are just gonna fall in line and everything's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. I think you have an optimal.
She's talking about. That's why I wanted
She's-
to talk with her. So
she's
we have to get her
talking
on the
about-
show.
I guess aligning your chakras and
I know she does
It's
sound
gonna-
like some Hong Kong food.
because she does sound off, doesn't
Yeah,
she?
just-
But that's what I thought. That's why I thought she would be a great guest.
We are gonna get her on our podcast.
Are we?
You all get to hear her craziness.
I'm glad I didn't insult her then, and I'm glad I didn't mention her by name.
Yeah. She doesn't listen to us. Maybe she does.
Well, she will if we invite
Maybe
her on the
that's
show.
that's probably why she didn't come. She wanted to see.
She
how
heard
we
the
act.
first. She heard the first one.
We didn't say anything bad or anything in the first one about women. Not like this one. Women are just cumbags. Edit that out.
We are.
Post.
Oh man, post edited.
No, black people steal. Edit that out and post. My grandfather used to say that, so it's just but I don't know my grandfather. I'm black. I have no father either. No.
Oh my god.
No, we are done for the night, I believe.
We're done for tonight. We got some major edits to do.
You know,
Closing remarks.
we want to talk to the listeners.
We do want to talk to listeners.
You guys.
Now we had a couple of calls come through that we didn't quite snatch up in time or whatever. We're having some technical difficulties. So we do want you guys to come on. We do want you to be
Yes.
on the show.
If
We've
you-
got a couple of people coming up. We're going to try to get Tooth-Throwed, the throatist in the O. He's going to be coming
Wait,
on.
oh, was that English? You said to throw the throatist in the O.
Yeah.
What?
The
What?
throatist in the O.
What?
Uh,
We'll edit that out in post. It's not. No. We're gonna edit a lot. It's
and
gonna be
then
5
also
minutes.
we've got a title holder, Mr. Mike, the Mighty Mouse Maldonado. He's going to be on the show.
That's cool.
He said that he wants to be on the show next week. So I don't know if he's going to be in studio or if he's going to be calling on the phone. But he actually is a personal friend of mine. He's like
Cool,
family
cool.
to me. And he's the baddest thing I've ever seen in the ring. Determination. You can see it in his eyes. He's got the eye of the tiger.
Yeah. Hey, so 5-year-old stripper pole,
Bad.
5-year-old
Nothing good about
UFC
that.
coming up next. Five kids UFC.
I would rather see 5-year-olds UFC it out than strip it out.
You would rather see 5-year-olds punch each other in the face than 5-year-olds push a pole.
Yep.
I don't know. I think I'm leaning the other one. I'm just joking. No, let's get out of here.
I'm not even gonna get to sleep tonight. I've got to edit all this
Let's
shit
get
out.
of here.
Tonight's Midnight Podcast is brought to you in part by New China.
New China, best Chinese in Oklahoma. Period. I'm just gonna say that because I've never had any other Chinese in Oklahoma. Fuck them. New China.
New China. 869-0888. Not only do they have the best food, but they have the sexiest delivery drivers. I don't know about that new guy, but the two old guys, pretty fucking sexy.
And big in the crotch area. We'll put it on your forehead if you give us a big enough tip.
Would you like extra mushroom stamp with that tonight? Edits, more edits.
Oh, who's the guy on Twitter? Tommy Bone? Bone?
Yeah, Tommy Bond.
He posts a lot. I like him. He's a cool guy, seems like.
I'm going to get him on the show.
Maybe.
In fact, I'm going to tag him. Once we chop this thing up and re-edit it, I'm going to tag him so that he'll get around to listening to it, and then he'll know that I wasn't bullshitting about getting him on the show. Tommy Bong, a.k.a. the Bearded Stoner. Great guy to talk to.
He's pretty active for
He's
someone who's high all the
funny.
time.
He's funny, and he's adamant about his cause. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
You owe me $20.
Do I?
Yep. It says right here in the notes.
It does say that in the notes. Who put that on there? This is bullshit. So, people can catch us on Twitter. Dan and Ghost. Dan, DAN _, and _ Ghost. On Twitter. My personal Twitter is Big Daddy Ghost, B1GD4DDY GH0ST.
See, that's a skill. You say that really well. Like, I think if I just practice saying your Twitter handle, it will help me enunciate better and become a better podcaster. So that's what I'm going to do. But my Twitter is LEI _ NA _ D. That's Daniel spelled backwards.
See, you did great. Great with the Twitter account.
B1GD14892.
B1G D4
I'm not
DDY
gonna say it.
GH0ST.
You know what? Normally I'm really good at memorizing like strings of numbers or letters. You have stumped me. I can't do it.
www.facebook.com/Midnight Podcast. Also,
our Tumblr, midnightpodcast.tumblr.com. You can subscribe to us now if you're not using iTunes, or if you are, you go to the advanced tab and click on subscribe to a podcast, and our podcast whatever is midnightpodcast.libsyn. That's LIBSYN.com/RSS. And that'll automatically subscribe you to our podcast. Every episode will automatically download to your Android or iPhone or whatever. It'll download. You can just listen to it as soon as it gets put together.
As soon as we chop it up.
Yeah. We're just going to add in some more silences and racial epithets, and so you guys get the maximum racism.
Black people steal. White people like mayonnaise.
Yeah. I hate mayonnaise.
I hate mayonnaise. You can hear this podcast on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud/Midnight Podcast.
We did a little promo yesterday for tonight's podcast, and we'll do another one for the next one. Yeah, we'll do.
We'll do promos in between. That'd be nice. If you have a SoundCloud, you got some music or something that you make, you want to get that put out there, you got to talk to us. If you talk to us, we'll feature you on the show. You're an aspiring porn star, you got to have sex with us, but we will put you on the show. If you are an aspiring, what else?
Pole dancer, as long as you're over the age of 5.
Oh, God damn it. This is fun. You guys got to call in. I want to talk to you. We're going to call it a night.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gabriel.
I'm Dan.
We are Midnight Podcast.
Love
Have a
you.
good night.
Peace. Peace, bitch. We should make some sort of sign off, you know, like fuck your mother. Good night. No? Doesn't work? Oh, outro music, I guess?
Save a horse, ride your Chinese delivery. Whenever I was a DJ / bouncer, you know that song, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy?
Yeah.
Was really popular. And my sign off for the night before I kicked everybody out, I would say, finish your drinks and blah, 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 and you guys have got to leave, and save a horse, ride a bouncer. Good night, everybody. And then we would play our closing night. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Chappelle.
Better not bring your